I received a question from somebody that has a free group and they're struggling to get conversions from the group. In fact, they're not even sure how to sell to the free group. But there were 3 words inside of her question that caught my attention and I think are the biggest barriers to her actually getting more sales from this group. Want to know what they are? Stay tuned for this episode where I'm going to share the 4 keys to getting more conversions from your group. Do you have a free community that's not bringing in sales? Are you wondering how to get more conversions from your free group? If so, this is the episode for you. Today's conversation was sparked by someone named Jamie who asked this question. Do you have any pro tips for how to monetize a Facebook group? I have a very engaged group that's pretty sizable for my niche, and I list build when they join, but I don't do any sales in my group aside from the occasional mention of one of our programs, which are open all the time. Do you have a good framework for selling in a group without being salesy? I definitely have some sales secrets to share with Jamie, but first I need to address 3 little words that Jamie put in her question. I'm going to try really hard not to soapbox on this, but I probably will. It's not the focus of this episode, but I really don't think that I can go any further without mentioning this. So what are the 3 words? Without being salesy. Without being salesy. Why sell without being salesy? This is really where it all begins. That one phrase tells me that the issue isn't knowing what to do, but it's her thoughts about selling. Now, again, I'm not going to soapbox on this, but here's the truth I want you to know. You can sell all the time in that group if you want. It's your group, right? And this is the purpose. If you can't get a positive return on investment from the group, then why do you have it? I talked about this in another episode about how to know if it's time to shut down your free community. If there's not a positive ROI from that free community, it's probably actually harming your business. There are so many ways to create a positive ROI from a group, but it starts with adopting the mindset that this is your group and you can sell in it as much as you want when you know that there's a solution to serve the people in it. There's this quote from a guy named Bob Huey that says, if you are not taking care of your customer, your competitor will. So what does that mean? It means that you've done all the work to create connection and to warm people up in this group to get them to a place where they desire your product or service, but because you never make the offer, they go and invest in someone else's business. Remember this, selling is part of showing up for your people. So if you really want to show up fully for your community, then you need to be making offers to them as well. And I'm going to help you do that by sharing 4 keys to more conversions in your free group. There's 4 keys that I want you to be thinking about, outcomes that you need to accomplish inside of your free community in order to increase your conversions. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. So the first key is connection. There's a quote from Napoleon Hill that says, the best way to sell yourself to others is to first sell the others to yourself. How are you creating connection? How are you building trust with the people inside of your group? You can do this by showing up authentically. You're sharing a little bit about your life and about your journey, and that creates these connection points where people feel like you're somebody that they can relate to. How are you establishing credibility in the group? Maybe you're sharing case studies. Maybe you're talking about work that you're doing with clients, or you're talking about what's happening inside of your program. So you're building that credibility early on. Establishing connection in your group with the members of your group is really important if you want people to trust you enough to invest in your programs. The second key is awareness. This is awareness of the need for a solution. So ask yourself this, do they really understand the problem? Do they know the negative impact that that problem is having on their life, whether that's personal or business? And do they see the potential impact that comes from solving that problem? If not, you need to be doing the work to build that awareness. Again, this can be coming through stories, but it can be coming through tips and advice that you share, but you need to make sure that you're building that awareness around the need for a solution. Okay, the third key is preparation, and this is the one that most people forget. Preparation is asking yourself, how is the content and the community, this group, how is it preparing them to be my perfect customer? Now, if you know that the people who get the most success in your program have an email list of at least 1,000 people, how are you helping people in your free group get to 1,000 people on their email list so they become a perfect customer. If your program helps watercolor artists get better at their art, how are you generating interest in watercolor painting and getting people to get started in that craft so that they desire to be a part of your program? Your content, whether it's live trainings, whether it's posts, whatever it may be, it should be helping people make the progress they need in order to be ready for your offer. So that means you need to be really clear on who is your perfect customer for your offer and then help people reach the milestones that will get them to that point. That's preparation. And the fourth key is invitation, right? It's the sales part. Invitation. But this should feel really natural if you're doing the other three. If you've established connection, if you've built awareness of the need for a solution, and you've prepared them to get them to a place where they're ready to join your program, then the invitation is the easiest part and it feels really natural. It's an invitation to make more progress, to go deeper, to get more support. All of those are very good things. Maybe it comes at the end of a Facebook Live that you're doing. Maybe it's in the PS of a post that you're putting out, or maybe it's happening inside of the comments. But I want you to ask yourself this: how am I inviting members of my community to get more results? Whether that's inviting them to my webinar, to my waitlist, or to my program, how am I giving them an invitation to come and get more results with me if that's what they're ready for? So those are the 4 keys for getting more conversions and increasing sales from your free group: connection, awareness, preparation, and invitation. But I want to give you one more bonus key: promotion. Now, you heard Jamie say that her programs are open all the time, but that's not true for everyone. So if you use the open and close launch model, your promotional periods are pretty obvious. Your entire business is all in on that particular promotion in all aspects of the business. You can and should be leveraging your free group for that launch, for that promotional period. That's a lot easier to think about when you're wondering how to leverage your free group during a promotional period. But what if you're like Jamie and you don't do big launches and you don't have promotional periods because your offers are available all the time? I want you to ask yourself this: how can I generate attention and create urgency for a short period of time? Maybe you do a brief challenge inside of the group with a limited time bonus. Maybe the first week of every month, you do a live training or a webinar in that group that leads to your offer in a few days towards the end of that offer. Here's the key: you need to give people a reason to pay attention and to make a decision. And even if you don't have an open and close launch model, you can still create intentional promotional periods that do just that. All right, so your 5 keys for getting more conversions and increasing sales from your group are connection, awareness, preparation, invitation, and promotion. But remember this: it all starts with your mindset around sales. If you're not confident your program can help people, if you're not willing to scare some people away to attract the right people in, then you won't be selling consistently and confidently, which is what you need to be doing if you're going to increase the conversions in your group. Okay, if you found this valuable, go ahead and subscribe, then share it with one friend of yours that has a free community, because I know it will benefit them and help them get a positive return on investment from their group. And if you have a question that you want me to answer in an upcoming episode, just reach out to me on Instagram at Shana Speaks. That's ShanaSpeaks, or send me an email, support@communitycultivated.com, and I may be answering your question in an upcoming episode. I'll see you in the next episode.